Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. My name is Apo, and this is my co-host / co-founder, Vincent. And today we are doing 2019's very own Us. And I'm talking about Jordan Peele's very own Us. I'm going to give you some facts, then we're going to get into this movie. This has got the 6.8 out of 10 on the IMDb. It's got the 93% on the Rotten Tomatoes, Vincent. It had a budget of $20 million US, and it made back $256.1 US.
Hold on, how much was the budget?
20 million. We didn't make back 256, but that's how much it made altogether. Let me give you the synopsis and we'll jump right in, okay? Adelaide Wilson, Adelaide, and her family are attacked by mysterious figures dressed in red. Upon closer inspection, the Wilsons realize that the intruders are exact lookalikes of them.
100% the husband wasn't the same person.
It was just Winston Duke without glasses on.
Was it actually the same guy?
It was the same guy. They were all the same people.
I know. I gathered the other ones. I got the other ones, but honestly, he did not look remotely similar for me.
I mean, we're going to get into it because, like, you know, this could be the Superman effect, and maybe that's what it is, you know?
It also could have been the reverse Superman effect, and I might not have my glasses on.
Because you look like a different guy without your glasses on.
And I can't see.
And you can't see. So it's harder for you to actually see if you're a different guy. You could be a different guy and you wouldn't even know it. But we are doing, this is part 2 of 3 Jordan Peele joints that we are doing. And it's all thanks to Waleed at the Patreon, who actually recommended that we watch all 3 of these movies. He actually,
so you know.
Oh, you're right.
Excuse my French, but he actually called me during the week and he said,
because we do that, we do calling like with Patreon members.
We do calling, we do calling. We don't do calling. We don't do calling. And he said, "You dumb idiot! I can't believe you did the wrong movie."
You did the wrong movie. What do you mean?
He wanted us to do Get Up.
Get Up.
Yeah, Get Up.
Is that dancing movie?
That's the dancing movie.
He wanted to do Get Up, the dancing movie.
Nah, he just said he recommended to watch Us, not Get Out. That's all.
So we're just doing all 3, though.
We're just doing all 3.
Well, I mean, it makes sense that we do all 3.
I mean, when
that gives us 3 weeks.
When in Rome, like, watch the Italian national team because, like, they're going to be there because they're out of the Euros.
Exactly right, you know. And when in Rome, like, sometimes it won't come there. You know, but we're going to get into this movie now. We talked about Get Out last week, and you know, after Get Out came out, people were like, when is Jordan Peele's next movie going to come out?
And is it going to be good?
Is it going to be good? Is it going to be able to live up to how good Get Out was? Because I mean, you start with Get Out, it's hard to get above that.
If that was Jordan Peele's last movie, that would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. Well, you haven't seen it. It would have
been called Get Out,
and that would have been it.
And he would have been out.
And also, it's a great way to get out, you know?
Yeah.
If you get out and you leave a statement, there's a man called Tito Ortiz. He did a mic drop and he threw the microphone in the air and it just landed on his head and he walked away.
What? Is that something that actually happened?
That's something that actually happened to a man that has significant amounts of CTE.
As in because of the mic throw?
I mean, it wouldn't have helped. It wouldn't have made it easier for him.
Jeez.
But that's how you make a statement. You know, you do something stupid. But in this case, you know, does it live up to what Get Out was? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into it as a horror movie because I feel that we talked about it briefly last week. But this, I feel, is a more traditional horror movie. This is definitely
a horror movie. This is a horror movie from the get-go.
From day dot is a horror movie.
From day dot, yeah.
From day dot. She's on Santa Monica Boulevard or wherever she is.
She's on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Santa Cruz Pier, wherever it is, right?
She's in the House of Mirrors.
She's seeing things and maybe it's her. Maybe it's us, you know? That's the whole premise, right?
Maybe it's the US.
I mean, if this has been the back catalogue, you know, that would be fine. If this was what it was, that would be fine.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to really talk about, and I love having watched a movie prior that you're watching for the first time because I get to get a sense of what you feel and what you think.
It's also horror movies, which I don't particularly like. Because I feel like they're never really done that well.
It's horror movies, yeah. You haven't found the right horror movie for you. Well, you have actually.
I have.
You found Talk to Me.
Yeah.
And
we talked about that. I talked to you about that. You talked to me about that.
In many ways, Wake in Fright, one of our favorite movies of all time, is also a horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's horror.
I mean, it's horror. It's like psychological horror.
That's what I'm saying, you know?
Because, you know, you wake up, you're in the yabba. You leave the yabba, you're also in the yabba.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say anything really about...
Also, I saw a Reddit thread on the most underrated or the best Australian films. Or there was something like, dude, only like 2 people put in Wake and Fright.
Because people don't know.
People don't know.
People
put
don't
in
know.
Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick, absolute dog. You know, like I'm talking about not dog as in Dan 50K Egay. I'm talking about like dog.
That was bad. That was
you know what
bad.
I mean? Like sugar honey iced tea with dogs in it. You know. So yeah, this movie is a more traditional horror movie in many ways, and I feel like it's also maybe even more of a horror comedy. I feel it starts to dip its toe more into comedic things, which we're going to get into, especially like from a physical perspective. There's a lot of physical comedy in this movie. But I'm just going to give you my basic understanding and my basic thoughts on this movie initially, because I actually really, really enjoy this movie from the get-go. Even though I know it hasn't got the reviews, I know it hasn't got
Santa Monica Boulevard.
From Santa Monica Boulevard, when I saw it at the theaters, I said, I like this movie. I don't necessarily think that the story is that wild and extravagant. You know, it's not something that I think back on. I'm like, man, that was them. It was actually them. And maybe it was like the United States, you know? But from a perspective of like...
Because they held hands.
They held hands across the United States, you know? From the perspective of like, this is a fun horror movie where there's wild things happening. Like, I really enjoy this movie. It makes me laugh. It makes me smile. It makes me think of that lady who she's good at kids. She's saying, my dad's going to be here. You know, it makes me think of all of that.
Dude, Godzilla 1954 still chalking up wins.
Dude, Godzilla 1954 is one of the best. The more I think about it, that face over the hill.
Killer.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But let's get into what your thoughts were. You know, you came in from us. You came into one where you're sort of trying to pick up the pieces as you go. And then this one, I feel it's more spelled out, but I want to get your perspective as a first-time viewer.
Hey, I didn't really like this movie. I don't think it was very good.
You know what? When I was watching it, I was like, Vincent's not going to like this movie.
I mean, you know, the thing with the Jordan Peele joint. I mean, I've only watched 2 of them.
I mean, that's you're 2 out of 3 though.
They're good-looking movies. They're good-looking movies. So initially, I'm thinking, man, I'm intrigued. The way it's shot, it's all really nice. It's well presented. But man, it fell apart like real quickly for me.
I feel that it does just become a standard film as soon as you leave Santa Monica or Santa, you know, Clarita Diet, wherever the place is called, right? You know, whatever that place is.
Yeah, with that lady that
Santa
was in
Cruz.
the movies and now she was in the TV show.
That's right, Miss Barrymore.
Miss Barrymore.
You know, when Miss Barrymore's there, you're thinking like, you know, we're in the 80s or wherever we're in, right? And it's looking cool. You know, and I love that. And, you know, obviously it's a setup for later in the movie where they show the tethered versus like the real folk, right?
Yeah.
But when they're going through that amusement park or the boardwalk and they're looking at different people, they're holding on them for a bit longer. And you're sort of thinking to yourself as a first time viewer, like, why are they holding on these people so long? You know, this is intriguing. And then as soon as it gets into the modern day, it's just like, hey, all that intrigue and, you know, things that are exciting from the actual film perspective, from what we're seeing on screen, we're just leaving that behind, and it's just going to be a standard looking movie, you know? At least that's what I felt about this film.
I think after watching Get Out, where it was you knew something was going down, something was happening, and you were kind of, all right, what's going on? And you eventually got some of the pieces, and then you got like 15 minutes of exposition that told you exactly what was happening.
That's it. They just gave you the puzzle. It was glued together already.
Yeah, they just handed you just the puzzle, like one hand, just puzzle glued together.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like this one was just, I don't know. Maybe it was because my expectations were different.
Everyone's expectations were very high. It's a hard movie to watch directly after Get Out.
I mean, I also think I feel like it's, hey, what if the people were down and then they were up? And that's it.
And what if we're in the United States?
And then they made a movie about that.
Man.
Because they were cool parts. I like how they were just hands across America. Like, why did they kill people if they then just held hands?
Well, you know, that's the last thing that lady saw before she went into the tethered.
And look, I understand. Yeah, I understand that it's like, oh, it's crazy stuff happening. No one knows. I get that. I get that. But I don't know. There was just, and And look, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy,
Just
but I
don't be
might
him.
be that guy.
You're going to be him?
I 100% knew that he was.
You were him.
I knew the lady was switched. I knew him. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
I looked at that. I was going. It's not from the same part of the movie.
You're Timothy Chalamet. You're him. You are the guy that knew from the start.
It was so obvious.
Give me some parts that like you said to yourself like, yes, this is the lady.
Okay, so the part where she goes into the House of Mirrors.
House of Mirrors, she's in there.
Right, she has the House of Mirrors. Then they see, oh, there's mirrors. Oh, it's reflection. Hold on, this lady looking like the other way.
She's turned around.
Oh, it's me. Mm-hmm. That's when I knew.
You knew they did a switch.
I knew it from the start. It was just,
Yeah, I know. Like you could be. That's the thing. Like that, you got a 50% chance of saying like it's him or it's her.
Exactly. You got a 50% chance.
Yeah. So
I don't think that really mattered. I think that just added into the movie. Wasn't really it's suspenseful. This is happening. It was just like, hey, they're gonna try and find you, and that's kind of.
You know what they do? That's what they do.
They found you. It's us.
Roll credits again. You know they did it. I think that's something that another person's made up, so I won't take credit for that. But you know I will say. Yes, whatever. Like we'll get into it a bit later as well about the reveal specifically. But I just want to spend some time putting some respect on Lupita Nyong'o's name.
Like the actual name in itself. I reckon I spent maybe 45 minutes of the movie thinking, how do you pronounce that name?
And I could be pronouncing it wrong.
I was saying it in my head while I was watching the movie. I feel like that was almost more intriguing to me than the movie.
You weren't saying Adelaide Wilson. You were saying Lupita Nyong'o.
I was thinking like Nyong'o. Is it like an NY? Because I wasn't looking at the.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I was just, I was watching the movie. I was doing my job. I clocked in. I was thinking, Lupita, I got that. Tick. Nyong'o. What's the.
And absolutely, it could be. And that's the thing about names. Like you could read it and you could say, that's it. And then they come up to you and they're like, that ain't it. And that's fine because that's how names work.
I was picking something up and they called me Vance. Vance. They call me Vance. I'm thinking like maybe.
Could be. Maybe I've been hearing it wrong this whole time. Your parents be calling you Vance.
That's right.
Yeah, that's Vincent. I've heard Vincent. One of the things that we have to put some respect on is just like the performance of Lupita Nyong'o in this movie.
Yeah, I think I also didn't like her as the tethered person.
No.
I don't know. He wasn't scary to me.
He's that guy now. He's that guy again.
I'm all the guys.
No, it doesn't have to be scary.
No, I didn't think. I don't know. It wasn't interesting to me.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I think what it boils down to for me is I just didn't think the story about the lady that was the lady but not the lady, I didn't think that was interesting.
Yes.
I just thought, okay, yeah, they've come up here with scissors.
You didn't like when she was talking like this.
No, I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Because you've been choked.
And then they explain, the tethered and, the start of the movie starts with there's tunnels around the United States.
Shit. I really hate that shit.
Because it also...
And I apologise for my profanities.
I mean, there's sugar, there's honey, there's ice.
There's sugar, honey, iced tea. We've got it.
I just... I think that also... Because it felt like the tunnels is just like,
there could be tunnels in this movie.
Hey, they knew how to copy someone, but then they didn't put like the soul shared.
Yeah, look,
here's a tunnel.
The reasoning for them being there is dumb idiot stuff.
I think makes it.
And it does fall down because of that. This is a movie where it's like, the Get Out premise, like even though it was you had it exposited like to the max at the end. At least the premise sort of made sense within that world where it's like, hey, these are white people who want to get all the genetic benefits of being a black person, so we're gonna put them in their minds.
But I don't think then it necessarily needs to make sense. I just think it needs to be interesting enough that it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not.
Well, that is also true. Yeah.
Because when they're in there and there's like rabbits everywhere, that was cool. It was cool. It was a cool setting. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the way
the escalator's just always on,
and it only goes down,
and only one person got up. I mean, I know they ain't got souls, and only one of them's actually like a proper human.
No, but she was tethered before that.
Yes, but I'm saying, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I think
I just didn't really like this movie.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. I think and we talked about the fact that Lupita Nyong'o was the best part, but then you subsequently said like you didn't like her that much. I think that her as the mother character and just being, because she's wild, because she's a person without a soul. You know, she's down there
or
doing
half a soul, whatever.
maybe like half a, you know,
half a.
she got a half price. It was the end of financial year sale. She got it.
Yeah. I mean, we're literally end of financial year.
dude,
We're genuinely end of financial year.
I might need to buy some stuff tonight. Dude, I'm going on a website and buying some hard yakka gear.
Dude, I went to Drake's supermarket.
No.
And it said like 50% off some brand.
He's doing supermarkets now.
I mean, BBL Drizzy doing like Foodlands, you know what I mean? I mean, you know, you get beaten that hard in real life. You gotta pivot.
You gotta be that guy that's like, he's gonna be like, you know, employee of the month. Like
that's right. He tried Wagwan Delilah.
Oh,
you know.
So, you know, did you enjoy the chemistry, or at least no, actually, sorry, before I get into that, one thing that I think was great was the double roles. So obviously you didn't think Winston Duke was Winston Duke, but like I loved, and especially the daughter, the Peter Nyong'o, especially like those two, them and their counterparts, the way that they acted him, man, it was fantastic. The little boy, like, I mean, they could have left him out the movie and I would have been fine with it, you know?
Yeah, but, you know, he had a mask on. He's been burnt because, like, you know, he's doing fire.
He's been burnt. Looks like he's wearing a literal Halloween mask.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't move right.
I also, yeah, I don't know, just.
But you, and this is what I'm going to get into, okay? Because, you know, we're saying a lot of negativity about the movie.
I'm trying to make sense of it all, and it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to me.
There's no sense to be made.
Which, like I said, it's fine, but I don't think the movie was that good.
Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to sit here and tell you why I think I really like.
Tell me why, because you know, my mind changes, you know, 15 times a day.
This is not going to change your mind. This is just my perspective, and it's like similar to, you know, Giant Lizard, Little Tokyo, like that sort of sense of why I liked Godzilla.
Yeah,
why I like the Godzilla movies. You know?
I gotcha.
So it's not one that will sell someone on the movie. You go into a person's house, they got that lady that's doing Tom Cruise things. You know that lady? She's from that one when what's it called? Something Wives or something, like, you know, she's doing things.
Sister Wives?
No, not Sister Wives. I don't know what the movie is, but it's there's the husband and the wife, and they got the two twins.
Yep.
Maybe they just got the one twins because like it's a pair. You know?
How many kids you got? I got one twins. One twins. That's crazy.
Because you say I got two twins.
I got two twins.
Yeah, that could be four people.
Because
like you're twins. You see someone, you say you're twins. And that means like, yes, that's two people. But you say I got two twins.
I got two twins.
See, this is where us comes into it.
Dude, that's crazy.
Do you know what I'm saying though?
Two twins. Nah, that's...
Because I got one twins. I got one pair of twins at the house.
I mean, I don't think if someone says, hey, how many kids do you have? I got one twins. You just say, like, I have two girls. But it's an interesting thought.
Oh man.
I think you just say I have twins.
I got two twins at the house.
Two twins.
I got twins at the house.
If two
You know what I'm saying though? That's where it gets you. Because you have one twin at the house and it makes sense.
Two twins.
Two twins. Two twins. I got two twins. That's four people.
Twins. So if you say I have one twins. This is crazy.
And we'll do this first on the back.
I'm looking at Nelson Mandela on the bookshelf over there. Like he's looking at me like I
can't help you, brother. Looking at you. It's funny because
he's actually looking this way. Yeah, it's, you know, a book that I bought for a project I didn't do. As in, I did the project, I just didn't read the book.
Yeah,
which, you know,
we'll talk about that in the back of that. But what I was going to say is that scene where they're in the house, right? And that lady does Scientology things with Tom Cruise. I don't know what her name is though. And she's in that movie, that TV show where they're all wearing like hoods and they're women. And apparently it's a really great TV show. And I don't know if they're all women. I think there's men in the movie too. That scene when the tethered come through and they just like slice some necks and then, you know, F the police, plays by NWA. That's one of my, and then the Wilson family go in and they just start fighting people. That's one of the best scenes in all of the Jordan Peele's movies.
Okay.
That scene makes me love it, especially when, like, you know, they're walking upstairs going to look for their mum and there's like twins in the cupboard, like one or two of them in the cupboard, like doing cartwheels, flipping.
That was fine.
Getting thrown off of balconies. Fantastic. When the daughter's running down the street, chasing after the other daughter, and she's just like doing all these things, like getting on top of cars, getting underneath cars. She stabs a man in like the ankles.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. When Winston Duke's on a boat and there's two of him on there, maybe it's two twins on the boat, maybe it's just one. You can't have two twins. It doesn't make sense.
You can't have two twins.
You have to say, I have one twins.
I think you just say I have twins. It's got to be just, you can't have one twins. I don't think you can say that.
But that's what twins is. Twins is the, you know, I've got the plural of a, I've got one twin. You're
you
one
have to
twin.
say, I have to say, well, I have one twin.
I have one twin. But that means I have one twin. Like, do I have a twin? Like me personally?
I don't think if someone asked you and if I was a twin, if I had a twin and someone asked me, what are you? And I say, I am a twin.
Yes.
I don't think that's a situation where I don't think that's a conversation anyone would ever have.
You would be saying, I am one twin.
I am a twin.
Hey, have you got any siblings? I am one twin.
I am one twin. He is one twin. We are one twins.
Oh, dude.
And then they'll just say like, enjoy the show, and it'll be some sort of performance.
So, yeah, it's some sort of like whatever those.
No
those
one
guys,
says that unless they're doing like theatre.
or like Jason and Schwartz or whatever those two guys are.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, this movie was fun enough. There was some fun bits.
I don't know.
You know, when they use like 5 on it as a horror song now, that's pretty cool.
5 on it.
Yeah. I've got 5 on it. Ba-dum-bum. You know, that's scary, dude.
Yeah, okay.
There's a twin in the cupboard. Ba-dum-bum.
Oh, is that what it's playing then?
Well, I mean, it plays after. There's a twin, she's like, you know, on the coffee table. Ba-dum-bum. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I'm trying to find parts of this movie to enjoy, and look,
You haven't got many. You're going to give this movie a 4. And
the start of the movie was cool.
The very
start of this movie was good.
And also when they go to the tether, they show like them doing the same things. I love that part.
Yeah, that
Because
doesn't.
I love the man. He's just got a random T-shirt. You know, there's nothing else behind him. He's got the T-shirt.
Yeah, see, I think that also made me mad for some reason.
There's people just shaking. They're standing there just shaking because they're on the roller coaster.
Yeah, that is kind of fun. But I just, you know.
No, that's fair enough. And
you
look,
know,
this is how this was, you know, received by a lot of people. It's not just you, Vincent. This was not so well received by many in the community, including the people who go and watch cinema. You know, they didn't think this was cinema like the first movie was.
Yeah, the first one was cinema.
I'm going to tell you one bit, and you were going to say, and I 100% agree that you were going to say this is a great bit.
Start of this movie was good.
I'm going to tell you one more bit.
Okay.
Winston Duke's on the bed. Adelaide's looking out the window, and he's like trying to look like, you know,
that's
romantic.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
He's
that is
taking
hilarious.
up the whole bed.
That's a small bed.
Or he's just a huge man.
Huge guy. I mean, when you see him as the red man,
yeah, he's huge.
He's huge.
Yeah, dude.
Which I think is also why I didn't think it was the same guy.
Yeah, but he's just as big.
Yeah, I know, but I think when they didn't, like, he was always sitting down or whatever. I just think didn't look like the same guy.
And also, he didn't have that presence either.
Yeah.
Because like, hey, get off of our lawn. You know, he's like speaking like that. He speaks like he does IT. That's what I love about him in this movie.
Yeah.
Was that you see this guy, right?
He's definitely like
man.
a data analyst or something. He's rocking spreadsheets like 9 to 5.
And he's just a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Like he's a man that you at the barbecue and he's there next to the barbecue talking to folk, you know?
Yeah, but also you see heads holding hands out the front of your house. Hey, no, I'll just go talk to them. Hey guys, hey. Do you mind just, you know?
And especially if it's like not just adults. When you got kids there as well, that's when it gets weird.
Are you serious? I'm in the car. I'm saying pack up. Like, let's get out of here. Call the police.
Yeah. And
I say that now after almost answering the door and like, you know.
When a man was outside of your house.
Yeah.
Clearly with bad intentions.
Clearly with bad intentions. Like my ankles have been just sliced off.
Dude. We're talking about this on the Patreon, but that is one of my favorite things ever. Like it's not my. If you died, I wouldn't have laughed. But
Yeah, it wouldn't have been good for.
but like you could have.
Some people.
You were very close to making the wrong decision.
Yeah. Look, let's even play out the bad path. I wouldn't have died. Very likely, I wouldn't have died.
You might have just been beaten to a pulp.
I was just beaten to a pulp. House got robbed. I would have had severe trauma, both mental and physical.
Dude, it would have been horrible, man.
But I would have been living. You
would have been living in just a very different state of mind that you're living in now.
Yeah.
Because you don't go out the house now. You think you're going to go out the house after that? Maybe you're going to be like, I'm out the house now. I'm just strictly out the house.
Just out the house.
Because all the trauma happened in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on the roof.
Just on the roof like Snoopy,
Just sitting on the roof.
This is one of those episodes that we don't talk about the movie, but we're going to get into the ratings now. Let's get into the ratings, Vincent.
5?
Yeah, you know what? I'll give this a 7.5. It's definitely not as good as Get Out. The Get Out is a
Get Out was fantastic, even with 15 minutes of like expositing right into the windows of your soul.
Even with Go Get Him, Grandma.
Even with
Grandpa.
hilarious. Even with Elizabeth Holmes.
Dude, she's wild though in that movie, and you could change her if you tried.
No, I wouldn't even try. But that was a good movie. This one, it had good. I love the holding hands. The holding hands things at the end was crazy.
Were they all just holding hands in helicopters?
You're like, what are they doing?
They're holding hands.
That's the other thing. She's talking about, I was the chosen one. I had a plan. I came in here with a plan.
Worked out.
What was the plan?
Kill folk and then hold hands.
Well, what's the plan?
That's the plan, Stan.
I mean, that's trauma.
And you know what else? The funny thing is, because I searched up, is this Hands Across America thing real? And it was real and it failed.
Yeah.
Because, you're really going to get that many people to hold hands across America?
Yeah, but also there's a lot of places that people don't want to go hold hands. You're just in the middle of the desert. You're in the forest.
You're on the water. Some man's in the water, some man's out the water.
That was hilarious.
That
was hilarious when at the beach and some dude's just got his head above the water. And the next
You know what would have been hilarious? If you just see a shark come through, just start munging on people.
And then some other guy comes in and just holds
they're still standing there. I mean, that is cool though. You have the scissors, you have
that's
what
I'm saying. There's really cool parts. I think visually there's a lot of cool parts, there's a lot of cool concepts, but I just think you gotta, someone had to be the one to put it together.
And that's exactly right. There's pieces of cool amongst it all.
There's pieces of quality.
And I'm very eager to see what your thoughts are on Nope, because visually I think that it is a far more impressive film than even the first Get Out.
That was the third one, isn't it?
That's the third one. We're going to watch. That's next week's episode.
That's next week. Waleed, I don't care what you think, man. Even if you don't want us to watch it, if you want us to watch it, we're watching it.
Dude, Waleed's made us watch all of these now. It's all Waleed's fault.
I called him. He was just crying. He said, I can't believe you watched the wrong movie.
This is Turkish Airways, and that's been the back catalogue.
Talk soon.